Hello there, this is Ben from Triple Jump, and you're listening to Bullshittery of the Week, a Shodcast by Andy and Dan. Doo-doo-ba-ba-da-beep.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another Andy and Dan Shodcast. This is Shodcast 29, Daniel.
29.
Can you believe it?
I can't even believe it. Oh, I can.
You can, because, actually, it should, right now, it should probably be on, 70 or something.
Yeah, probably
But we
approaching
just-
100.
But we just don't really have the time sometimes.
Remember when this was called Bullshit of the Week? And
I
it
know.
still is. Even though it's not weekly anymore. Bullshit of the weeks. Of the months.
But bullshit of this week.
Yeah. Yeah. Really is.
So,
Andrew.
hi.
How have you been doing since we last spoke, which was recently, but not in Shodcast form?
Not in Shodcast form. I've been alright.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been fantastic, actually.
Do you?
Yeah, I've been alright, yeah.
What have you been up to?
Well,
Since 4 months ago.
4 months ago. I can't even remember the last thing we talked about, to be honest. It was Kingdom Hearts 3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the last...
And even that was way after Kingdom Hearts.
I know, yeah.
But, yeah.
The last thing that I did was I had a birthday.
That was fair. That was our time of recording yesterday.
Yes, it is. Was.
Yes, it is. You've already lost track of the concept of time.
So yeah, that was good.
Did you have a good birthday, Andrew?
Yeah, it's alright.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, went out. I went to a vegan cafe.
Oh, vegan.
Yeah, there's apparently a vegan cafe in Congleton.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Is that where we're going tonight?
No.
I loved it that much. We're going again. Nice.
And then I've been playing games. Been playing Sword and Shield because they are officially out. Which is actually today's topic of discussion.
Yes. But before that, ask me how I've been doing.
But before that, Daniel, how are you?
Oh, stop being selfish. I'm alright.
Are you?
Yeah, not bad.
Are you?
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
Working on a book, wanting to die. My new book, Wanting to Die. Yeah, I'm working on my third children's book.
Not by choice.
No, well, it's a job.
It's a job.
It's work, Andrew.
It's work, but it's not by choice. It's by sheer amount of money.
It's by dollar dues. But my only knows Mighty Moomin dollars. It's like a note with a moomin on it. Yeah, so mostly that.
Yeah.
And just luckily not too much of a work because I haven't had the time.
Yes.
Been pretty swamped. Working on something for you.
Oh yeah.
For your channel.
Yes.
Should be
It's
seen
not which will go up
soonish.
It's kind of
hopefully.
soonish. Well, probably not till
It's-
March now, but
Yeah.
it'll be finished by then.
I'll-
But I mean, I won't go up on my channel till
Yeah.
about March.
I'll get you the file wherever you are, and you can do it.
Wherever you are,
It's like, hey,
I will always find you.
just find it. It's like, take it.
There's like a hand just comes from.
At a USB drive. Take it. Oh,
Oh,
that's bloody interesting.
that was really interesting, to be honest.
That's how I'm doing.
This is like, I'm a hand in a USB drive.
Anyway, moving on. Yeah. So, Andrew, what's been happening recently
Oh,
in the world?
what's been
Apart from everything's on fire, but
Oh, well, for us, it's a very sad time, Daniel,
why
because we lost a friend.
did we?
No.
Define friend. Define lose. Define we.
So that was a really, really sad time.
Yes.
I feel-
I couldn't stop crying, to be honest.
I hope you're watching this, by the way.
Yeah. Devastated.
Absolutely devastated.
I'll never the same again. Fucking hard. Biting your fist off. Yeah.
Let's took a big gulp of air then. So yeah, I just needed to compose. So I had to compose myself.
Yeah, you did, Andrew.
But
stop
Daniel, stop taking a drink, you selfish.
Andrew, stop being hysterical.
Stop being a fake friend. Anyway, that's enough about us. Let's talk about us. Daniel.
Hello. Yes.
Daniel.
Yes.
Stop
slurping. That's the question.
I don't know what the question is. What are we doing first? There you go. What are we discussing first?
Do you know what? We always tend to launch into like news and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we do all the features at the end. We should do a feature first.
Yes. What feature are we going to do first, Daniel?
Oh.
I did actually have a game, but I can't remember what it was.
Again.
Yeah. for a certain feature.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah. But we don't have to do that feature. You know what you should do?
We should do our feature boys at the end. So.
Yeah, bullshit news.
We should do some bullshit news.
Yes. Bullshit news, go!
Bullshit news, huh?
Jingle. Keep rolling jingle. I haven't found it. Oh yeah.
Keep the jingle going.
Keep it rolling. Right. Okay. I've got some news for you, Andrew.
Have you?
Of the bullshit flavour. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Right. Are you ready?
Yes. No. But
watch it not load. Come on. Give me some sugar.
I am ready for not being ready for some bullshit news.
Halloween skeleton tribute at son's grave is repeatedly removed by U.S. cemetery. Just look at me like.
Why? Come on, give me some. So there was a dead boy.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that
son's grave, and it was Halloween, so
they played a joke, and he loved Halloween.
No, he hated Halloween.
Oh, did he?
But I saw the picture. Basically, the tombstone he put like skeleton arms kind of around in the skull with a cowboy hat on it. Christina Wall has told Sky News that sometimes you just have to find some happiness to share with your child. And their skeletal corpse, it wasn't even a fake skeleton.
It was just an actual skull.
Let's just rip them out of the ground.
So let's pull these up.
It's funny when I want to just like tear out the ground. So look at him, he loves Halloween. Parents in the US decorated a son's grave skeleton rising from the ground have repeatedly had their Halloween tributes to him removed by cemetery officials.
Why though?
He suffered a fatal heart attack. I don't care about that. Oh wait a minute! He suffered a fatal heart attack in 2016 shortly after taking part in a rodeo competition. So that explains the cowboy hat and bursting out of the ground.
So you just gotta have fun with people who are dead.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but it's funny that they did it.
I know. And then the US government just like removed it. Or the cemetery.
They're like, no, we don't take kindly to zombies. Or skeletons rising from the earth.
We don't take kindly to necromancy around here.
We saw Jason and the Argonauts. We saw what those skeletons got up to. We don't appreciate it.
Daniel, we should do like a live stream. We're just watching Jason and the Argonauts.
We should.
Movie night.
Yeah, we should just do like a live reaction to movies. We should do that. We should do Asylum.
I need to find it.
Then we can like get people to watch it and then like watch us along reacting to it. Yeah. But then apparently the reason they removed it was because it was in the way of the landscapers who mowed the cemetery, so it wasn't that fun after all.
Well, that's not really. That's really, really, really naughty.
It's not bullshit enough for me.
No.
Okay, so hello. Let's see. Okay, ready for the next one?
Yes.
It's news.
Is it?
Once it loads.
It's news.
It's news. Wild boar discover and snort 17,000 of cocaine in Tuscan forest.
17,000
worth of cocaine.
Oh, I thought
not just the money. Well,
No.
you might as well have.
No, I meant it was like.
Wait.
Yeah. I was like, Jesus.
It's like a fucking building of cocaine.
It's just like snorts it all.
It just goes straight up.
That'd have made the Lion King a bit more interesting, wouldn't it? Just Pumbaa does like shit face.
Pumbaa just comes through, just off his tits. The hidden hole of white powder has strewn across Val di Chiana Valley after being dug up and devoured by the feral hogs.
The feral hogs? Oh, so it was more than one?
Yeah, there's a group of them. Look at them there.
Why have they not got powder on their faces?
Probably not even the same one. That was them just like coral.
If that was me, and I'm like, here are the culprits right here, and just like put like a bit of white powder on.
Just Photoshop it
up.
Just like bloodshot eyes, just wide eyes. It's like
clenched fist. Or clenched hooves.
Clenched fists.
Is that it? What did they do?
You just tell me about all the legal things about it. I don't care about it. I want to know about the pigs.
So the legal ramifications for a pig snorting cocaine is nothing.
They were in jars, apparently. So, like, in various points.
Yeah.
And they just sniffed them out. Well, we're going to sniff them out. The boars, that's what they do.
So all they do, and then they attack you.
Yeah, well, they will attack even more now, because they're just off the face.
Because now they're
I need more!
now they're just like... it's like that Simpsons episode with the tobacco.
But far worse. 2 million boar are estimated to roam Italy, according to the president.
That's really weird. I didn't even know that. The weirdest thing I found about this whole story is that there are boars in Italy.
Yeah, and then you go into like, oh, we're worried about the influx of wild boar in Italy because farmers are protesting, blah blah blah. Well, the wild boars, leave them alone.
Leave the boars alone!
Stop making farms everywhere. We don't need food. Selfish, Andrew. But yeah, it just goes into like, oh, there's too many balls. Oh.
Well, have a hog roast then and shut up.
Stop burying your cocaine everywhere.
I know, stop burying your farming.
That's the main problem there.
So stop burying your cocaine using like cocaine as fertilizer. You
Yeah,
might not have an issue.
Stop farming cocaine.
That's what they neglected to say here.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, these farms.
Just to the interview, the farmers just there like twitching. It's like,
just like tweak.
Oh, this just in.
Dun dun.
Jesus, he knows me. Huge statue in Mexico is Phil Collins lookalike.
Alright, okay, that's like the best one so far.
Social media users have been quick to point out the baby Jesus statue's resemblance to former Genesis drummer Phil Collins.
What's going on, baby?
That's a picture of him. Sorry, I'm
Just
so excited.
You see Phil Collins and you vomit in your
I
mouth.
think you would too to see that picture.
Oh my god.
Which is a link.
Oh. Daniel, you need to get that up on screen.
I will. Why has got a giant head for starters? He's got like an adult head in like
a baby's body.
in a Phil Collins body.
Alright, okay. Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that is just a Phil Collins bottle.
Yeah, I think it's just like, so what did Jesus, it's like when you see them things when people have used photos of Obi-Wan in episode 2 and it's like, oh, don't forget to pray to Jesus, and it's just like they've just Google searched it and found that. Nearly 22 feet tall and weighing 143 stone, the statue stands in a church in the central Mexican state of Zacatecas. Can't pronounce that.
This is like, hold on, I'm too ignorant to pronounce this.
And I'm too racist to even try. It's an uncanny likeness to 1980s era Collins, and when he sported a similar angelic hair tuft.
Angelic hair tuft.
It's not the first statue to make.
It's not the first statue to look like Phil Collins.
Yeah. And then it ends on, like, loads of people comment on it. It's like, I don't know if something's in the air tonight, but this baby Jesus looks like Phil Collins. Do you see? Something in the air tonight. Because he sang a song called Something in the Air Tonight.
Did you know this?
God's sake. Serious.
Oh, don't touch my toe.
I am. I'm so angry about Phil Collins. But yeah. It's just
You
one
know
of
who
those
else is really angry about Phil Collins?
Go on.
Look. Look on the screen.
Oh, that's not anger. That's lust.
I can't do it. That one. There. Got it.
Furious. Oh yeah, remember the statue of Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yeah.
And it was just like the most horrific thing. It's like having a stroke. But then they're saying, oh, there might be connection because Genesis was named after the first book of the Bible. So they're like saying, oh, connection.
Oh, linked. It was like when people said that Gangnam Style was like part of the Mayan prophecy. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
Well, here's my bullshit news. Gangnam Style. Because he sang about, because it wasn't, what was the dance called? It was like the horsey dance. Or something. It was something to do with like some sort of animal. And it was, and I haven't made this.
Oh, it's called the horsey dance or some bullshit.
And then he and it was to do with like, because in the Mayan apocalypse it said there would be a song about like 1 million horses or something. Or not a song, but there'll be something about 1 million horses in the week leading up to it. And it was like, just happened to be in the week leading up to it.
Yeah.
And it was just like, yeah, but you took it out of context. You just chose to believe that it was the end of the world. It was just the end of the Mayan calendar.
Yeah.
They were just like, oh, well, we got a report from an actual Mayan. I was like, yeah, it just says that. Just says it's going to be all right.
Let's go to our...
It's just like we ran out of stone to put anymore.
You lost interest halfway through.
So just like, we just couldn't be bothered to like put in some more, so we just like decided to make a new calendar after that.
Yeah.
That's basically what they were saying.
Got bored of this calendar, let's try another one. Yeah.
Is that it? Have you got any more?
Yeah, there's a few, but no, I'll top that one. Oh, I got myself. Is this one funny or just Google series? Okay, here's a good from our good friends in Japan. Period badges for female workers at Japanese company criticised.
Period.
But why are they criticised?
Why are they criticised?
Why wouldn't you wear a badge stating that you're on your period?
Oh, it reminds me of that time that someone said something about people wearing badges to like distinguish them from the rest.
Yeah, but they mentally ill.
Mentally ill. So make the mentally ill wear badges.
Wear badges, so then I won't feel bad about calling them bastards or whatever it was.
And basically, we like to say that we do talk a lot of shit on this show.
We do.
Like,
wait, it's called Bullshittery of the Week for a reason.
We just do talk a lot of crap. Like, just in general, like, as if we're making this up. But that is actually a true story.
Yeah, that is actually true.
That was true. One about
someone who's actually a lecturer.
Yeah, someone who was a lecturer.
Who's teaching people.
Told me a story about this.
Yes.
About, like...
Someone was being
disruptive in his class.
And he was basically...
And he called him out, and then the kid complained about him. And then...
It turned out that the kid was like...
He had, like, autism or something.
Yeah.
There was something, like...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, had ADHD or something.
Yeah, something.
I think he was autistic though, and then he turned out to, and then like the lecturer was just like, oh well, I didn't know. So well, you were always informed. He goes, well, maybe he should have worn a badge then, and I would have known.
Yeah, so just
and he thought that was like an actual
a fair thing to
yeah, just like really ridicule him.
Yeah.
And no, it is not nice to ridicule.
No.
I was gonna say.
I know.
It's not okay.
So yeah, anyway, period badge for female workers at Japanese company criticised. It was the biggest tangent ever. The best thing about it is, the badge feature a cartoon character called Sayori-chan, known as a symbol of women's menstrual health in Japan. I think it translates as Miss Period.
Miss Period?
Which is ironic, because if you're wearing it, you haven't missed your period. Dunham. Take that, women.
Take that, the whole women population.
Take that, women of society. It's an actual store which is known for selling products related to female sexual and menstrual health. Have been asked to wear a badge with a little clothing called Miss Period.
Miss Period, yeah.
The badges, which are not compulsory, were introduced by executives to encourage staff and customers to bond at the store and tackle the ongoing stigma around periods. Well, that's fair enough then. What's the outrage? Has received many complaints from the public. Well, yeah, because they don't get the context. They just see someone saying, I'm on a period.
It just has like a badge saying Miss Period on it.
Yeah, just like the superhero. Miss Period.
Oh.
Just, no, I won't get into it. It's disgusting. It goes like... So here, have a pad. Just in your hour of need.
Auntie Irma. Was it Auntie Irma?
Oh yeah, Auntie Irma. From the Auntie Crab. Oh, it's backlash against the company because attitudes are finally changing towards women in the workplace.
Ah, good.
So they're like being criticised for gender discrimination.
It is gender discrimination.
Because they happen. Yeah, men should have one for flaccid willies. It's like a flaccid penis on a back. Just like, oh, I can't get it up. Man. Well, it's a very educational episode today, Andrew. Tell you what.
tell you what, then.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, fair enough. And then it just goes into all these start like really funny, and then you just start going all like
I'm serious.
The actual like matter at hand. I'm just like, I don't want to know the matter at hand.
I don't want to know the actual facts. I'm here for the bullshit.
This is bullshit news, and that was bullshit news, Andrew.
Bullshit news!
That was bullshit news. So, that's the end of bullshit news, everyone. What's up next?
Pokemon Sword and Shield, Andrew.
Pokemon Sword and Shield. Well, right now, at this point, Daniel hasn't completed the main story, so we won't be going over the end section of the game.
No, don't.
Anything like
Stop
that.
it.
I've seen it.
Well,
Daniel hasn't.
I'm not.
Because he's selfish and has
I'm
done
on my way
work.
to Wyndon to do the Pokemon League. Or the Cup, whatever it's called.
So, what have you thought about Sword and Shield?
I thought it's bloody good, isn't
Sorry,
it?
Daniel was just noshing off my microphone.
I was singing. On the way to and then just like carrying on for longer than it needs to be honest.
Yeah, so you really enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
That's the end of this Pokemon Sword and Shield chat.
Now we're on to our next feature. No, but anyway.
Yeah, I'm really impressed.
What have you liked? Come on.
What have I liked? I've liked playing on my TV screen first time because I didn't get Let's Go Eevee or Pikachu. So.
I know, but even then when I played it was like really hard to play on the TV screen.
Was it?
Yeah, I didn't like playing it on the TV screen. I actually preferred playing it on the handheld version. Because you had to, if you had the TV screen, you had to use
wave your willy about.
Yeah, and it was just like, it was really frustrating to be honest. And it was actually easier to aim it with you holding the screen and pressing the button. But let's not talk about that.
That's neither here nor there.
We're talking about Sword and Shield today, Daniel. That was very selfish of you to bring up Let's Go Pikachu.
Sod and Shold.
Yeah. So I think one of the biggest things for us is because it's based on England and we're from England.
Yes.
It's based on the UK, but it's essentially just England.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's just based on England is like phenomenal because like you see all these places and stuff and you just think, oh wow, that's just like based on this, so that's based on that.
What was that one? Something upon something.
Oh, it's Stow on Side.
Stow on Side. Oh,
and like the way they named everything is like very much how like something over here would be named, like Turffield and Hillsbury.
Yeah, and Hull. Borough.
Or is that what it's called? Hullsbury.
That's Hullsbury, yeah.
I don't know. Was it Hillsbury? It doesn't make a lot of sense.
I thought it's Hull because it's the dot.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. That I was like, where did I get Hillsbury from?
Me.
And then you're like starting towns called like Postwick, and you're in the middle of the countryside.
Yeah.
And the music, Daniel, the music in this game is just like it's phenomenal.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I love the fact that it was like there in Hoenn, it was just like we're going to use trumpets.
Yes, famously.
It was just going to use a lot of trumpets. So it's like, what instrument could we use in this game to signify this game? It's like howling,
bagpipes in the wild area.
Oh, the bagpipes, like phenomenal.
Full on Scotland. Highlands.
And I loved that. Like I think that music was actually first revealed in like the Surf Edge trailer.
Yeah,
and I really liked that. I was like, It's just like when you're in the starting area when you find like you're in the slumbering world, and you hear like the dog. And it just like actually the howling actually becomes part of the music.
It's like it's on beatbox.
It's like woo! I was just like, oh my god!
Oh no, Mickey's back on his cock. Yeah.
Because the one thing that we really enjoyed about this game was the fact that they didn't show as many Pokemon as the
did the reveals right this time.
It was just like, and we went through the game like, oh my god, like this Pokemon, and oh my god.
Straight away we saw new new
Pokemon.
The first starting Pokemon like to the bird and the sort of regular. What is a squirrel in this one?
Yeah, the regional rodent,
the regional rodent,
the regional bird, and the regional bug we saw.
Yeah.
And then we saw Nickit, the fox.
Yeah.
Well, we actually saw that before the game came out.
It's because of Hagrid. It's your friend, Hagrid.
Thanks to someone.
It's because someone mocked up PS1 Hagrid in it, and I just was looking at that, and I didn't notice it was a new Pokemon in the
It's because I zoomed in on it, because it was like really small. I zoomed in on it, and I was like, oh look, it's Hagrid, and then I saw like its head. And I was like, why has he done this?
Your spoiler, Hagrid.
Hagrid. That's so fast.
So fast.
It starts off and it's just like you're just thrown straight into it. Like you see, like it shows off like the Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing straight away, and you're like, oh snap! And then it's like it's Chairman Rose, like just like giving like a demonstration of what's going on, and then it's like you see one of the gym leaders fighting against the champion. So the thing that like they didn't hide who the champion was in this game because they wanted you to know that like the whole of the league in this game was all about battling, and they wanted you to feel like you were going to do something. You were challenging the champion to challenging the league to take on the champion, basically. Yeah, that's how they wanted you to feel throughout the whole game. So they like revealed the champion like straight away. It was one of the first characters revealed for the game. Yeah.
And he's all his sponsors on his cape.
Yeah, with his sponsors on his cape. And
sponsored by Dynamilk.
Dynamaxing
your milk.
I like all the Pokemon. Like, there's not many Pokemon in there that I'm just like, I don't really like that. There's not many that I'm ever usually like that anyway. This is like when you think back at it, you think, oh, that's not as good as this or that. But there's a lot of Pokemon in this game that are just like, wow, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, a lot of it has a very new feel to it.
Yeah.
I wish you've got like a new like design team on it or something.
I think we did.
It feels.
I mean, it's even stuff like Corviknight as well. That's just like so well designed.
Yeah.
And then like how it starts off.
Yeah, because we only saw Corviknight.
Yeah, we only saw Corviknight. I wish we hadn't seen Corviknight.
Yeah.
But it makes sense because that's like how people get around in Galar.
Yeah, they showed us some like late evolutions and not like
pre-evolution
what it comes from and stuff.
Like Dreadnought as well. They didn't show Chewtle.
Yeah, Chewtle as well. But...
And then we saw like Wooloo, but everyone thought Wooloo was just going to be like a standard,
just a one-off,
and it didn't. It evolved into Dubwall.
Yeah, it was like a wild sheep with big horns. A wild.
I know they didn't reveal the start evolutions, which was like really interesting actually.
Yeah,
I really like all three of them, to be honest.
I do. I can see why people like the bunny the most. It has a pretty like sort of like cool design throughout without any drastic changes.
Yeah.
I'll leave it.
I think that's the thing with like the kind of Gen 2-ish.
Yeah.
In how they did their start.
The pure elements.
The pure elements, but they're also they don't change too much. They kind of like Sobble probably changes the most.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Isn't he based on like James Bond?
Yes, Spy.
Yeah, because like isn't his number like 7 or 007? Like in the Pokedex. I saw someone post that. I was like, oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's based on a spy.
Yeah, I saw someone doing that.
Yeah, it gets a move called Snipe Shot.
Yeah, really cool. So use it.
I really enjoyed it.
You really enjoyed that snapshot.
I did. I was just like
I wasn't expecting.
A lot of people like, oh, it's too feminine and stuff, and I was like, well, it's not.
No, it's just
like it's really indifferent.
It's just slim.
It's just slim, and it's like you can see how it could be male or female. Whereas something like Primarina, it's just like when you look at it, you think, oh, okay, that's a female.
Yeah,
but it can still be male. It's like Gardevoir as well. And then they were like, oh, I'm gonna make Gallade, even though Gallade's amazing and stuff. It was like it wasn't needed, but
no. Yeah, I was surprised by Rillaboom.
Yes,
because that is a bit of a drastic.
That is a very drastic.
Because it goes from like quite small to like this huge like gorilla.
Rillaboom.
With his own drummer.
I know.
That's well funny.
So it's like a drummer, a spy, and a football player.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the one that I like was really confused on when I first saw it was Reboot.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, well, why has it got a hoodie on and stuff? I was just like really confused.
It's also sports based.
Yeah.
Do you like Reboot?
You know, like what I thought of Cinderace when I first saw it.
Cool.
It looks like Supersonic. If you actually look at it, like this bit of it and the face and stuff, it looks like Supersonic.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like its head's like, it looks like Sonic spikes and stuff. It's like really weird.
That's funny.
I was just like, that's Supersonic. Copyright. But there's so many like Pokemon in there that I was just like, wow. And then like when you start seeing them like Dynamax and Gigantamax and stuff as well, that's like, because we'd seen the first gym leader and we'd seen the second, and we knew about 2 other gym leaders.
Yeah.
We knew about the fighting one and the
version exclusive,
the ghost one, and that was it. We didn't know about them, like any of the others, and then like they show you a cutscene where like, oh yeah, well here are the gym leaders. Yeah, and they all come out, and it's just like I thought it was like a really cool thing to do.
Yeah, showcasing them all.
Showcasing them, so you know, like, okay, well we're gonna be tackling you and stuff. And then they didn't show one of the gym leaders. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, the dark type one.
Yeah, the dark type one. They didn't show him, and it was actually a really good kind of twist to it.
Yeah.
And like what he does and stuff.
Yeah.
And why he's there and why he wasn't at the ceremony and things, but then it's just and I think one of the probably like I didn't really like Team Yell too much, but they weren't an evil team.
Yeah, they're not really like prominent in terms of like.
They're not like Team Rocket or anything.
Guys.
They're just there as like annoyance.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole point. Is they're supposed to be an annoyance.
Yeah.
Supposed to get in your way to stop you from completing the gym challenge,
so
that Marnie can win.
Yeah, because they're literally just dead cheerleaders.
I liked it. Like Marnie as a rival. I thought she was really good. And then you've got Hop as well. But Hop goes from like being like this really enthusiastic guy. You basically like How.
Yeah.
Galarian How. And then
really is.
He goes through like a massive change.
Yeah.
Throughout the story.
Gets a knock of confidence.
He gets a knock of confidence, and then he starts getting it back, and then that's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Because Daniel, like I said, Daniel's on his way to win.
Then he dies. Because he's too selfish.
Daniel's on his way to Winden, so...
Yeah, I'm on my way to Viridian City.
So I think both of us have got Corviknight on it. And a lot of people are using Corviknight because it is just such a good Pokemon.
Yeah. Also, it's like that thing where you use the Pokemon from the start of the game to like build up your team, sort of thing. And because that's sort of the main flying one.
Even though like you don't even really need to use flying types anymore, because a lot of the time the thing was you'd have Pokemon that would eventually learn fly.
Yeah, and you needed a Pokemon that needed fly. Now you don't need it anymore.
It's built into us to like always have a flying type on a team, but now
they've
made it so you don't have to.
They've worked out HMs that aren't like learnable moves anymore, so it's like you don't need those sorts of Pokemon anymore.
Yeah, you're not forced into it, so you don't have to have a water type on your team. You don't learn water types and stuff. You're not forced into having it.
Yeah,
because that's kind of what. Even though like you were like, oh yeah, well water and flying are actually really two good types. You were just like, well, what if I want to use something else?
Yeah, you always like.
And you try and find ways around it.
Like, yes. So it's a bit weird because like I was thinking about this game. It's like it gives you a lot more freedom.
Yeah,
and it's more sort of what's the word? More forgiving and like approachable for people who haven't played Pokemon before.
Yes,
because they don't think there's one annoyance, and it's also that falls into what I just said is the experience share thing.
Yeah,
because it's like affects your whole team and it's constantly on.
Yeah, that's one thing they should patch in to say turn it off.
Yeah, it should be like an option more than something that's always.
Because they did it in Let's Go as well, and like in Let's Go it was more annoying.
Yeah, because
in Let's Go you had the multipliers.
Yeah.
So you could like level up like really really quick in that game.
Mm-hmm.
In this game, I think they've reduced the amount of experience.
Yeah.
That you need to the reduced amount of experience you get for leveling up.
Yeah.
But I found that because I did trainer battles and stuff throughout the game, but like wild Pokemon I didn't, unless I was trying to catch it, I didn't really try and fight.
Yeah.
And I was always like either on par or just underneath what the levels were.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't do that. I fought everything and I'm like really overpowered. I'm like, oh, it's because I'm just used to grinding.
Yeah.
Because it's built into me that's like, you know. But I'm like I'm at the area now where everyone's like level 45 and I'm like level 60. I'm just like, oh no.
So yeah, that's the one thing. Like, because like the thing with Sword and Shield is that it got a big backlash, and there are things that you think, oh, why did they do that, or why did they do this? But like, I really enjoyed it. I think it's probably one of my favorite Pokemon games.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to see like down the line where it stacks in terms of favorites.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I see it as sort of like a really positive first step into sort of like
it's a really
full console sort of Pokemon games. Like the thing when we were talking about it before it came out, and I was saying the areas between the wild areas, it wasn't like it was still pretty linear, and it still kind of is.
Yeah.
It's just bigger. Which I don't know if I'd want it to be a full open game Pokemon game or not. No. Thinking about it, because I
wouldn't want it to be completely open. I'd want it still to be like designed like that. They could make the wild area bigger, or something, but they don't have to. They don't need to do like a completely open Pokemon game, because that'd be a bit too much, I think.
Yeah,
it needs some linearity to it.
I think I just wanted like the linearities to have more exploration within them, sort of thing.
Yeah. Because they were very straightforward.
Instead of just having the path that you're on and that's what you stick to, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe they will. But we'll see.
I want it to be like more open in terms of the routes and stuff.
Yeah.
Because usually a route is just a straight path to the next one, but there is certain areas where you could go off and you could explore it. It's kind of.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing in the wild area that I was kind of disappointed in, that there was no areas to explore. There was like no caves just like off at the side or something. Yeah. They needed, like, as cool as it was, and I really like the wild area, and it's so open and it looks beautiful, and you get to do the max raid battles and you get TRs for doing it and stuff.
Yeah,
it makes you want to go off and do it once you start doing them and things. But then you're just like, okay, well, what else can I do in the wild area? And it's like, oh, you can go to the Digging Brothers, you can breed Pokemon.
Yeah,
if you go online, you can actually see people riding around, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
And you can talk to them and give you ingredients for your curry.
Curry making, yeah.
Curry making's intense.
Yeah. Don't know what to say about it, really.
No.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, it's a really enjoyable game. I mean, I know what they were trying to do with it. I think that's the thing. It's just like we couldn't understand where they were going, because it's not a full reboot.
No.
It's a soft reboot.
It's very much a Pokemon game.
But you can tell that we've said this before, that they were trying to make this game, and they probably would have pushed it back till next year, but they were being forced into making it sooner. So there was a lot of
deadlines and stuff.
They have deadlines. You can't like really fault them for that and then start like giving them hate.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. It's like they were getting death threats and stuff.
Yeah, like the national decks, and then
because there's like a fucking Illumise isn't in the game.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
There's too much. It's just like, yeah, it's like we're two people that like will go off and complete the national decks as a living Pokedex.
I mean, the thing is, like, you can be upset and annoyed and stuff, but there's a line you cross and you just like start like,
because it's you just cross over that line and you start being ridiculous. There's a Robin there, look.
Oh yeah, catch it. Just free ball at it. But yeah, I don't know. People just like really like entitled about it.
Yeah,
it's just a favorite game. It's like, well,
you have
not
a right.
Always going to be everything you want.
You have you have a right to complain about it, but you don't have a right to be entitled about it.
And then their defense was then it's like, well, how are they going to get away with stuff like if you don't crit? But like, you be constructive with it. You don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Be a dick, basically.
You be constructive. It's like, well, the way we think of it is just like they're going to do this. And then they might do like a Gen 4 remake, because if you actually notice, there isn't that many Gen 4 Pokemon in the game.
No.
Or from what I can tell, from what I've seen so far, there's not that many Gen 4 Pokemon. And if they are there, it's usually an evolution of something else that's from a previous gen.
Yeah.
I think I worked out the other day from what I saw, and I think I saw like 38 Sinnoh Pokemon. But at least 14 of those were evolutions, so there's only like 10.
Well, they are going to do a Diamond and Pearl thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
imagine the underground with
like the
wild area. Yeah,
it's a huge underground area. Yeah, it'd be really cool. But yeah, I don't know.
You think we're going to do that and then add more Pokemon in it, and then they'll do whatever they're going to do with Sword and Shield.
Like that. The thing that confused me about the cutting Pokemon thing is because they announced the storage thing for Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I assumed he was just going to like make it so you could add them, but I can understand why. Because like people who criticize would then be like, but then you just have to input the molds. But then you think about it, they were new battle animations. All the battle moves are all new.
Yeah.
From what I can tell. And think how many moves there are, and how many Pokemon there are, and how many Pokemon has their own animations, and then how many Pokemon has their own stats, and individual like coding and stuff. It's like people compare it to Breath of the Wild, and you're like, yeah, but Breath of the Wild, if you take a Pokemon as its own character, and then you compare it to how many characters are in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, what? I don't know, maybe 100 or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pokemon's like, what, nearly 900 Pokemon now?
Yeah.
And it's literally just a time
you got to create all these assets and stuff. And yeah, a lot of they were saying like, oh, well, they were reusing assets from previous games. And it's just like, well, so were so many other games. Like even in Kingdom Hearts 3.
They have to reuse assets. Why is it's not productive?
Yeah, even like in the old games, they reused assets. If you actually look at some of the sprites from Gen 2 and then go to Gen 3 and 4, they're the same sprite. They've just done it up.
Yeah.
And that's what they did in this game, because the actual texturing on the models is like really good and stuff.
Yeah, you have to find workarounds to work within your time.
Yeah. Because they don't have a lot of time to do it, and I think that's what the one thing. Because I'm a game designer. Like we've only done like one game, like officially, like
game.
But we know like how the games work and what your constraints are. And you do a lot of project management, and you have to do like with your art and stuff.
Yes.
Like you need to know like when to do this and that. And you've got a deadline to do it by, and you have to start doing all this stuff. And also
you got to think of the payoff as well. You could spend like delayed it another year and add all the Pokemon and stuff, and then by that time, I reckon the game wouldn't feel big enough for the amount of Pokemon in terms of what you could do, because you'd have the option of choosing over 900 Pokemon or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you just have this game that, I mean, it's been completed by people in a few days and stuff, like 5 days and stuff. I mean, it's not a short game, but if you play it constantly, you are going to finish it. And then if you have all these options of Pokemon, it's like... I mean, get it, like, it's open. I mean, I get it, like the competitive battle thing. That's pretty much the only reason I can see people complain, because like, what did want to use?
But like each gen, they always like change up the competitive scene, and in this gen, they've gone really heavy on double battles.
Yeah,
like a lot of the abilities on the new abilities and stuff are all centered around double battles.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And even Dynamaxing like affects double battles and multiple partners and stuff. So it's
like
just
the terrain and stuff.
And it's just like, we understand like the constraints of what you need to do and when you need it done by and stuff, and because the Pokemon Company are like making the game and Game Freak are making the game sort of thing.
If you think about what they'd have to do that, they would need more time, and you probably would not have to bring out Let's Go Thingy, Eevee, and Thingy, which was sort of like them testing the Switch.
And then you would have had people complaining that there was no Pokemon game for 3 years.
Yeah. And then by the time it come out, people say, well, why isn't it better? And you just like, well, you just can't please people. No. I think Ben from Triple Jump worded it. He was like, you can understand why people are disappointed, and he's like disappointed as well that not all Pokemon are in it, but he doesn't really care.
Yeah, that's the same with us.
Because it's still a good game.
Yeah, that's how I think about it. Is that we're disappointed that the National Dex isn't in it, because we love completing the National Dex and making a living Pokedex and stuff, but we're still enjoying the game.
It's like he says, for someone when you don't have enough time, that's the direction you've gone in. For like it's taking into account people who can't necessarily have like millions of hours to like, do stuff. It's streamlined and stuff, and it's like it takes people's time more into account than other games have, like with some of the like design options and stuff and things that help you out.
It's like even you get like the candies and stuff that give you experience.
Yeah, and like shortcuts for balls. I mean, they've always done stuff like that, but like just little things like that just help you out and stuff. And it's just I don't know. I like that's another thing I really like is the UI, the user interface. It's really simple.
It's
like,
so simple. It doesn't need to be like complicated or anything. Did you notice that the escape rope was like?
It's a key item.
It's a key item. Yeah.
Things like that. They've like. I mean, in a way, as someone who plays from Red and Blue, I would say that it's probably too easy. But that's because I've played it since Red and Blue, and I know how hard the games used to be.
Yeah.
So it's unfair to compare it. But
it's like a completely different kettle of fish, as they say.
Yeah, kettle of cod.
Kettle of Aracuda.
Yeah.
It's not this. You can't compare it to Gen 1 and Gen 2 because it's not the same as Gen 1 and Gen 2. No gen is the same. Even Gen 1 and Gen 2 was a huge leap.
Probably one of the biggest leaps.
Yeah.
In terms of.
And you get people like, oh, they should add more regions into it and stuff. And it's like, yeah, that'd be cool. But it's still like, it took like how much space up on they barely fit Kanto on like one.
Yeah. That was by what's his face who died, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Shigeru Miyamoto.
And then like, yeah, they could have like, say you could have like Kalos in the post game and stuff, and you could go through Kalos and stuff.
I mean, that'd be cool, but
maybe eventually, but it's not like a necessity.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's a very good game, basically.
Yeah.
It's a very good Pokemon game. It's become the fastest selling Switch game.
Yeah, it's actually broken records, considering the amount of people that are complaining about it and saying, "Oh, I'm not going to get it." It's actually sold the best out of anything. It's actually sold more than Breath of the Wild in like 3 days.
Yeah, it's like that thing, like the most, like what do you call it? The most negative people are usually the loudest. So those are the people you've been seeing all online and stuff. And it's like Twitter is a toxic ass place.
It really
try not
is.
to go on it, but it's just
Unfortunately for like me.
Yeah, we got to promote yourself.
You got to promote myself, and like a lot of the people like who do YouTube and stuff are on Twitter, and you just see a lot of negativity on there. But I generally just don't go on the main homepage on Twitter because for that reason, I just go to my notifications, I go to my page, and I go to my messages, and that's it.
Yeah.
So,
excuse me. Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah, we're not negative people, so.
No. Well. Not about Pokemon.
Not about Pokemon, no.
Everything else I would fucking hate it.
Fucking hate it. It was like when I was gonna say earlier, like with the reusing assets and stuff. It was like in Kingdom Hearts 3, like how many Keyblades did Sora have where he pulled out the 2 guns and the.
Oh yeah, the same. Like,
it's the same. It just had different overlay on it, like, and then he had that digital Keyblade as well, and that was like the same as one of his other ones as well. Yeah. So it's just like they will reuse assets.
It's like
and moves and abilities.
Can we add extra Keyblades? And if so, what's the sort of trade-off? And the trade-off is like we can't make the animations unique.
They just didn't have enough time to do it and stuff.
Well, yeah, that was another one where like that was in development fucking for ages because they just kept getting delayed and stuff.
Okay, getting delayed for reasons, and they switched it over to what do you call it? Unreal.
Yeah.
And then they had to rebuild the game from the ground up using Unreal.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So at least Pokemon Sword and Shield didn't give you that.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Sword and Shield, like, overall.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any, like, major issues with it.
Yeah, I'm having a good Pokemon experience.
Yes. I think that's the main thing you got to remember is, like, it's a Pokemon game. Have a good Pokemon experience.
It's always going to be aimed at younger people.
That's why a lot of people are like, oh, it's too easy.
Just because you grew up with it, it's not going to be aimed at your demographic anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Star Wars. That was always meant to be aimed at younger people.
Yeah.
It's always people who grew up with things just turning to knobheads because it's not their thing anymore.
Yeah, it's just like you got to remember that
you've got to look at it really subjectively. Like you got to think who it's aimed at.
Because when we played Red and Blue, but we were like, well, you were a bit later.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were about 10.
Like 9, 10.
And then obviously we grew up, and then Gold and Silver didn't come out too much later, so we were still in that age range. But we just love RPGs and we love Pokemon, so
yeah. Like you'd stop playing, and then I think
it's because I didn't have a Game Boy Advance, and I didn't have it. And then Dan, because we actually made friends, and Dan had Ruby, and he showed me it properly, and then I downloaded an emulator and played it. and then I ended up buying Sapphire, and I like borrowed your Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, I got the first one, no backlight.
Yeah. And then for that Christmas, I got a Game Boy Advance SP, and it was just like amazing. And then we were playing Fire Red and Leaf Green together, and ever since we've just like enjoyed talking about it when we go through it and stuff.
Pokemon brings people together.
It brings us together. Oh my god, it's a fake friend.
I say every time like Pokemon's out, we always try and look up to see what Satoshi Tajiri's doing because you never hear about him ever.
Yeah.
And he's always like things like, "Oh, is he dead?" He's like, "No, he's just like vice president, CEO, and stuff."
Yeah, it's just not
like I don't think he has that much involvement, but it's interesting. I think he is like autistic or something. I've seen stuff about that.
Yeah, I think that was his thing. Was like because that's what he used to do. He used to go and catch.
Yeah, he's bug catcher.
Bug catcher. I never realized that, like when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Not that it was a bug catcher, but why Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle were the chosen starters in that game.
Go on.
Because first pets, or one of the first pets in like Japan and stuff, were a frog, a lizard, and a turtle.
That you
could keep in a small container.
Yeah.
And that's where you got the idea. Because a lot of people didn't know what Bulbasaur was.
No, yeah.
And then like all this time later, like you realize it's actually a frog.
Yeah, I never think of him as a frog.
No, I never thought it was a frog either.
Even now, when I've known for ages, I'm just like I don't see him as a frog.
No, and then the only reason why you kind of realize that it's a frog was because in like Let's Go, they made Venusaur hop like a frog.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Oh,
its legs like stretch out really quick. You're like, oh shit, it's a frog or a toad or something. But I just say it like because it's got saw in its name. I just like assume it's some sort of dinosaur.
Yeah. That's funny enough. Pokemon.
Yes. Well, that's our like opinions on Sword and Shield. And when Daniel finishes it, we'll do an actual game review when we get to Gen 8.
Yes.
Because right now we've only just done Gen 2. So
yeah, Gen 2 hopefully coming not soon after this.
Well, so far what you've seen, what has been your favourite Pokemon?
Hey, that's hard.
And
because I think me and you both had the trouble of not knowing what team we want.
Yes.
because we went in blind and didn't look up the Pokedex.
As blind as possible.
We only saw what was in trailers basically, and what I spoiled with Agrid. So we didn't really know. And then like we said earlier, like a lot of Pokemon have been new, like a lot of surprises. So it's like hard to find a favorite. I like Colossal.
Yeah, Colossal's really cool.
I know you said like you didn't want to use it because a lot of people use it, but
yeah, I didn't want to use it because a lot of people were using it. I wanted to try and be a little bit different, but
it's different for you because you like stream and stuff as well. So
yeah,
you want to stand out and stuff. But I'm just using my favorites.
Yeah,
but I like him because it reminds me of Golem, and Golem's like my first heavy.
It's like a cross between Golem and Magmortar.
Yeah,
I think that's like if you actually like kind of look
like
Earth Titan. Yeah, and the Earth Titan. I like
duck face.
There's so many Pokemon that I like, and I won't say some of them that I've seen that you probably might not have seen. I think you might have seen most of them at this point though.
Yeah,
I just
I saw my first Galarian Mr. Mime on that route.
Yeah, because I didn't know that. Like,
we saw the Mr. Rhyme.
Mr. Rhyme, yeah, because he showed in the trailer.
No, did we?
We didn't know his name, but we were like, oh my god, is that a Mr. Mime evolution?
We thought it was a Mr. Mime Galarian form, didn't we?
Yeah.
We didn't know it was an actual evolution of Mr. Mime that has a Galarian form.
And like up until Route 10, you don't see it, but like me and Sunak did a raid battle and we got the Galarian Mr. Mime and we're like, oh my god, and it was just like a giant version of it. It was like tap dancing and it was like really scary.
Yeah, it's a tap dancer.
But you don't actually get it until Route 10.
Yeah.
And then I found out that you can actually get a Mime Junior like right at the start if it's like a snowstorm in the first area as soon as you come out of the train station on the wild area.
Oh really? That's cool.
So that's what I did because I was like only partway through the game and stuff.
Yeah, because I remember having a Mime Junior on your stream. Yeah. Well, that's cool.
But I did have my own personal file as well, and I was going to use the Mr. Rhyme, but then because I named my stream team after South Park characters.
Yeah.
And then I saw that Mr. Mime was based on a tap dance, and I was like, oh, Butters was like involved in a tap dancing accident, so I was going to call him Butters.
Tap dancing accident.
And Mr. Rhyme is like ridiculously good.
Yeah. What is it, like Ice Fairy?
Ice Psychic.
Ice Psychic.
He's like Jinx, but he's just like, he gets so many good moves, and his special attack is ridiculously high. And he gets like an ability called like Screen Wash or something. So if there's like light screen and reflect up and stuff, he'll come into battle and he'll just get rid of it.
Oh, nice tap dancing away. Just
kick him out of the way.
I tell you what, I'll do like toxicity.
Toxicity. I really love toxicity because you got the
purple and blue one.
Yeah, you got the low amp version. Did you ever see the other one?
I saw the yellow one.
Yeah, that's the.
Is there any other change to color?
No. Oh yeah, they get like 2 different moves. That's it.
Okay.
But other than that, they're exactly the same.
Yeah.
I had the yellow one, the yellow and purple one.
I saw the yellow one in battle. I think one of the team.
I really think it's a really cool Pokemon because like out of nowhere there's just like it's just really like cool looking and it's just like you get a Toxel given to you and you're like, oh wow, it's a Toxel. What is this? It's Poison Electric and you like freak out.
Yeah, because you've never done one.
And then all of a sudden it evolves into that and you're like, whoa. And it gets that ability. I don't know if yours has got the ability, that new ability.
The punk rock one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. And because
like
it gets sound-based moves. Because that's the thing that they've always done is like, I think from like Gen 2 or 3, sound was actually
free.
Sound was actually like in
because of Whismer and Loudred. Yeah.
It's just like it's not a type, but it's a type of attack.
Yeah. And
sound-based, so they've like, you get like throat chop.
Yeah, throat chop.
And it actually stops you from using sound-based moves.
That's really cool. What was someone who's doing throat chop on me like loads of it.
Yeah.
Like, calm down.
Yeah. But Toxtricity like strums its chest and it's got those appendages on its chest. That it's like
appendages. It's strumming an appendage on there.
I think it's just a really cool looking Pokemon and it's just like it's probably one of my favorite Pokemon in there. Yeah. That was a Pokemon we actually did see before the game came out, but we didn't.
We saw a statue of it.
We saw a statue of it, but like all they showed was
very vague.
A very vague, like they showed Holsbury, and you saw it in the background, and people thought, "Oh, that's an actual Pokemon."
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It was just a statue, and you're like, "I wonder what that turns into. It looked like a knight or something." And you're like, "Nope, that's not a knight."
It reminded me of Necrozma because they do like two of them, but they sort of like doing it together, and I was like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they like kept that a secret and stuff. It's such a good Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like Corviknight's a really good Pokemon. Center Scorch is ridiculously good.
Yeah.
Mr. Rhyme's really good.
Yeah. Is that your favorite Galarian? New Galarian?
I think so. I'd say Mr. Rhyme is probably my favorite.
Another. Oh yeah, I was surprised by bloody Meowth. I was not expecting another Meowth.
Galarian Meowth. And it's just like the old man in the sea. And then it turns into a Viking.
Yeah, I was really confused. Like, why is it steel? Why has it got a beard? I don't get it.
No, I just didn't
And
get
then when
it.
it evolved to a Viking, I was like, oh shit, actually, Berserker.
Yeah, Berserker.
That's one thing I do like is that some
Yeah,
Galarians get their own unique evolutions. Like we saw it with Obstagoon, like Linoon got his own like unique evolution.
You got an evolution based on that.
And I missed. And then Farfetch is now a fighting type,
Mm-hmm.
which I was like, it makes more sense, but I was like, what?
I really liked Galarian Farfetch'd, like the way it was stood and its design and everything.
Yeah,
Surfetch
he holds his sword more.
yeah, like it's like a giant katana.
Scrap.
I like Surfetch and stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
Surfetch is like really cool. I just want to change its color a bit.
Yeah, I guess it's more like sort of like.
I think it's supposed to be like a regal duck,
then,
like
yeah,
because
the
when
knight,
ducks go, or like a goose or something, or a swan.
What's his shiny? Do you know? Is it gold?
I think it's orange.
Orange.
I think so. Should we have a look?
Duck in orange sauce.
Peking duck.
What other Galarians? Yeah, because when I saw Galarian Meowth, I was like, I'm just not playing you in videos, you selfish. What I was gonna say?
Oh look, Daniel.
Oh, it's my website. Yeah, I was thinking, what the hell is Galarian Persian gonna look like?
I know
if
that's
what Galarian Meowth looks like.
I know, and then it just like turned into something completely different. Yeah,
it is gold.
I thought it was like orange, but yeah,
right,
it's gold.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
They changed all like the ratios on like the Pokemon as well, like the gender ratios. It's really weird. What's like 50.2%?
So they've tweaked it because it's a Sir. I guess that makes sense. That's fair.
I mean, like it's on everything though.
That's random.
I was just like, oh, it's 0.2% up and 0.2% down.
So yeah, there's some of my favourite Pokemon.
Yes. And what other Galarians have they done? Stunfisk.
That was one that caught me off guard.
I was like, oh my god. That scared the crap out of me when it happened. So what the heck is this?
Because we were like, oh, I hope you do different region forms of like not just Gen 1 Pokemon, and boy did they.
Oh boy did they.
Oh, and also Darumaka, which I can't get in mine.
Oh yeah, Darumaka.
Which I like Darumaka, but Darmanitan I'm not too sure about because it's a bit intense for me. It's a bit too much.
Have you seen the other form?
No.
Because it gets Zen mode as well.
I haven't seen Zen mode. Go on, show me Zen mode. You can hear me react on this Shodcast to Zen mode form. Oh god. Jesus Christ. Fuck.
Hello. Not hello. I meant hold up.
Hello.
I meant hold up.
Oh my god. Oh yes. Oh Jesus Christ. That makes okay. It does actually make sense now. Why it has that big afro, snow afro.
I think it's because like it's the lips as well.
Isn't it meant to be like a tash and a beard, but is it actually meant to be lips?
I think it's supposed to be its mouth, but then you realise that it's like it's supposed to be doing that, and it's like.
I actually makes sense. I actually like that. I get it now.
Yeah, I really like the Galarian.
But Darumaka is like one of my favourite, like newer-ish even Gen 5 is not new anymore, but
yeah,
I think it's one of my favourite.
I thought it was really cool. Pokemon. And then what else has there been? There was a few, and it's just like it's hard to. Oh, Galarian Corsola.
Bloody hell, yeah, the most depressing one.
It's really depressing.
Because it's like dead coral, because the coral reefs are dying, and it's like just a pure ghost.
They were saying that there was actually coral reefs around Britain, and they just all died. I think that's the whole point behind it.
Yeah, because of all the pollution. And then it evolves.
Yeah, into
Corsola.
And do you know what? It gets a really, really like intense ability.
Is it?
Yeah, it gets Perish Body.
Oh my god!
Which, if you touch it, you might activate Perish Song. It's like, oh my
Jesus Christ! I really like it though, because it's like a Corsola, but it's all like grey and fade out, and like half of it's like transparent.
Yeah.
And when it evolves, like the head of it sort of rises up, and it comes out of its like cursed body, like all these branches. Oh my fucking god, what's going on? It's really scary.
Because you get that, and I get.
Yeah, I saw that in the Ghost Gym first. Yeah. I was like, when it said sending out Corsola, I was like, what? Did he spell that wrong? because Corsola was actually one of the ones that had been spoiled for me.
Oh, was it?
I saw like leaks of like people sharing memes about Corsola and how like depressing it was. Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And I didn't know about Corsola though. Oh my god.
I actually managed to stay away from pretty much everything. Like,
yeah, I didn't see too many.
I remember like when I went onto Twitch and I saw like the shapes of some of them because like I saw it and they were streaming it. It was when the deck started leaking and I closed my eyes and I clicked off it. And I remember seeing the shape of Galarian Meowth.
All right.
And the shape of Drizzile. Sobble's evolution, but I didn't really look at it because I didn't know what it looked like, and I was just like, "Fuck's sake!" And then in the group, thankfully I wasn't in the group at the time. Someone was just like, "Oh, dude, like someone just put in like a picture of what their team's going to be in Sword and Shield,
for God's sake,"
and like they just spoiled all these Pokemon for people, and like this person didn't say anything. That was the only thing that said that this is going to be my team in Sword and Shield, and then they just left. No. Like, we didn't leave the group, but they just didn't say anything else.
Yeah.
And I gave my phone to my mum, and I had to give her a tutorial on how to delete a picture on a message, because I didn't want to see it.
Oh my god.
I was like, I'm not getting spoiled, go away.
So yeah, Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield.
But no.
I was going to say something else then about Sword and Shield, and I can't remember what it was.
Go on, Andrew.
I can't remember what it was.
Tell me about Sword and Shield. Tell me this.
I like the lore and the aesthetic of it.
Yeah.
I think that's probably that's not what I was gonna say about it. It was gonna be something about a Pokemon in Sword and Shield, but I can't remember which one it was.
Galarian form.
Probably a Galarian form. I do remember what I was gonna say, but I love the lore of it, and I love the atmosphere of it. It just does feel like very England.
It does.
It just feels like England, and even though like the Pokemon choices they've done, like a lot of them are just like you'd expect that in England, and they do that anyway in a lot of games, but then like they've done it more in this game than they have in any other game. I feel. But maybe it's because we know more about England than anywhere else.
Yeah, we probably know.
So it's just stuff like Gen 6 was France, and you had some French Pokemon. You had like the Poodle and then you had like
the Eiffel Tower,
the Eiffel Tower Pokemon. Yeah. You had like all these Pokemon that you could consider like French, and then you had Holucha. I was just like, what?
It's like, what? That's
like a Mexican wrestler in France.
It's like, okay.
Holucha's one of my favorite Pokemon.
It is great. It was just a bit out of place.
It was just out of place in Kalos, but I really do love Holucha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's... Oh, the last thing I was going to say.
Go on.
The fossils.
Yes.
Fucking fossils.
I was very confused at first.
I was confused at first as well, and then, like, bringing it back again, I wanted to be an archaeologist.
Oh, for God's sake, Andrew. We get it, alright? You want to be an archaeologist.
I remembered, like, these stories about, like, the scientists at the time. Because there's, like, even now, like, if you go to, like, museums and stuff, there's, like, fossils of dinosaurs and stuff, and they've just been put together wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's in, like, Crystal Palace. Like, there's a park, and it's got all these fossils and stuff, and they're all wrong.
Yeah.
And that's the idea of it.
They've been reassembled wrong. Yeah.
They've been reassembled wrong, so, like, they just, like, saying, oh, yeah, here's these fossils. You get the top half and the bottom half, and bring it to me, and I'll put it together for you. And then you get these magic things.
There's first only been 4 fossil Pokemon.
Yes.
2 to each version. Well, you get 2 fossils.
I don't know if they're version exclusive though, because I got the fish.
Did you get?
Yeah, I got a fish fossil in mine.
I did. I've been to the Arctic Bros and I got like loads of like
fossils,
but like I didn't.
I think they're rarer in one version than the other.
Yeah, well that's good that you can do. Because like I've only got one. I've only got Dracovish, which is on my team. And that when I got that, I was like, "What the hell?" I was like, not a fan. I was like, "This looks stupid."
Yeah.
But then when I got it, I was like, "Okay, it makes sense."
Yeah.
And then I've actually seen a few of the others.
Have you actually seen that?
I've seen a few, like small, like. Oh my god!
I won't show you them. You can discover
see
them
in full myself.
You can see them in full yourself.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, so don't play God.
it's the message.
One message we have for you today is don't play God.
Don't play God. No, that was our Sword and Shield special.
Yes. And now
we won't talk about any other games today because we've.
No, I think Sword and Shield's like a big thing right now. So I mean, this is probably going to go up in about 6 months. So
yeah,
Sword and
Shield. So Pokemon penis and a vagina out soon.
Pokemon Penis Diamond and Pokemon Vagina Pearl.
Vagina Pearl. Oh, what's gonna happen now? Predict.
I mean, Darumaka's not a fan. Look.
He's like,
so I don't have a penis or a vagina. Sorry.
I'll color this move like an action man.
Darumaka does on its face.
Well, sideways.
Oh,
yeah.
Where's that smile?
Where's that smile?
There it is. Oh no!
Oh Jesus Christ!
So what are we doing now, Daniel? What's our next?
We're swiftly moving on is what we're doing. Andrew, we've got a feature.
Have we?
An Andrew feature.
Oh.
I've been getting messages all week, Andrew.
Have you?
And do you know what? Do you want to know? Do you want to ask Angdrew something?
Jingle.
You got a problem, you got this. Ask Dr. Andrew. You'll solve your friends.
Ask-Angdrew. Ask-Angdrew.
Andrew.
All right. So,
Welcome.
as you know, I'm an
archaeologist. No, Andrew, you're not an archaeologist. Leave it.
I was gonna say I'm an agony aunt, but I'm not.
Agony uncle.
I give you agony.
Aganok uncle.
Aganok.
That's a new Pokemon.
I do stuff.
People send you their problems and you answer them as
Uh-huh.
trying to solve their theories and worries.
Yes.
'Cause you're so good.
Yes, sure.
Because you're really good at it, Andrew. You're good at that.
So how many have we got today, Daniel?
We've got 5.
Wow.
That's a lot. Is that an old? That's a new record? Probably not.
Probably not. I think it's
But
always
it's up
about
there.
5. Shh.
Should I do who's from first or should I do it at the end?
You can do it at the end because they write it as a letter.
Okay, here's the first one, Andrew. Let me just. Oh, I can't clock them up. Hello, Ask-Angdrew. I am right word for you read. I have situation. I have a single mum who I think is my girlfriend, but she don't want to be with me. She has 3 kids. Just latch onto her because I have no personality. How do I keep her? And that's from Cecil Britannia.
Cecil. It says Cyril, Daniel. Come on.
Sorry, I like Cecil better, to be honest. Cyril Britannia.
Well, firstly, I think Daniel's just giving you the best advice in the world is change your name.
Yeah.
Cyril
Change
Britannia.
it. Cecil's far better. He's from Fan Fantasy 4. Cecil Harvey.
Cecil Harvey. But honestly, like, if you're trying to, like, latch onto her because you have no personality and you're just trying to force her to keep you, it's pretty selfish.
I've heard that it's selfish.
I think it's really selfish, actually. And you should, like, let her go and let her live her life with her 3 children and let her have someone who can actually look after their kids better.
Yeah.
I think it's a fair assumption.
I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah. Because I imagine having Cyril. I can't even say it's just like change.
Imagine having cereal.
Imagine
Cereal Bretonius.
Cereal Britannia Stadium for a father.
Yeah.
He sounds like a waste of space.
For stepdad.
Especially when you got no personality.
Can't even bring any banter to the table.
Yeah, just get fed up, hon.
Just cross his arms at you. Stop it now, behave! And you're just playing or something, just doing something regular.
Just like having fun, being a child.
Yeah. Let's pack it in now. Here's another one. Hello, Ask-Angdrew. He's back. It's Cecil again.
Cecil again.
The single mum don't want nothing to do with me. I drink lots to drown sorrows and don't do anything. Help myself. I just complain and blame everyone around me. 'Cause it's their fault. I'm so shit. That's from Cecilia Bretongus.
Well,
the one from last time.
The same person.
Yeah.
As last time.
I just changed the name to make it more interesting. Because they're boring.
Well, again, like, I think you should stop being so fake. And if you're gonna drown your sorrows, you shouldn't be doing that because drinking just never solves anyone's problems. You might use it as an escape, but in the end, you
It's
just
a slippery road.
Because you just push everyone away around you that you think you're fine and you're not.
But you're not okay, hon.
You're not okay. And blaming everyone else for your problems. If someone came up to me and told me like, "Oh, this is like, you've been doing this, and you might think at first, oh, no, I haven't been doing that. And then you sit there and you think, and you're like, oh, I'm going to have a long, hard look at myself and try and do better, because maybe, like, there's something about me that's happened, and it's just really not helped, and it's just, like, it's affecting everyone around me. So what would I do? I'd be like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna
unfold my arms.
I'm gonna unfold my arms, look in the mirror, and say, you need to change yourself. And that's what I did.
That's actually good advice. I'm surprised. Dear Ask-Angdrew, I'm here today to be understood and to show that Cecilia Breton Beloodle is a really bad guy. Oh, he's slagging off the last one, Andrew. In all our photos, he stands behind me, wide-eyed and looming over me. My children are scared because he won't leave us alone. He's always drunk, thinking about himself. As all these other women in their 50s text him, I can't take it, I need him gone, how do I get rid of him? That's from a single mother.
Single
mother.
Well, thank you for messaging in, single mother. I mean, I'd just, like, dump him, to be honest. I'd get rid of him. I'd just, like, not want anything to do with him. I would get a restraining order.
Yeah, probably.
That's the best thing you could do, is get a restraining order. Because this man is putting your children at danger. And he... It's not funny, Daniel.
I'm sorry. As soon as you says children in danger, it just gets me every time.
And especially if he's drinking around your kids as well.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of alcohol every now and again, but don't...
Only have a little bit of bubbly, don't have too much of it.
Yeah. Having too much bubbly doesn't get you any jubbly.
You heard it here first.
Jubbly.
No jubbly for you. Oh,
so yeah, like,
God.
Especially if he's texting other women in their 50s.
Single female lawyer.
I mean, does he act like a 50-year-old woman? Maybe that's
yes, I think that's how he ingratiated himself in their pack.
So just like cut ties, to be honest.
Chop it off. Hey, Ask-Angdrew. How's it hanging? I have a predicament. I've recently gotten into eating toast. But I'm ungluten intolerant, and by that I mean if I eat with something without gluten, I got into shock. That is no way to live. I just really don't like toast. How do I go on like this? And that's by Ready for Breakfast. These names are really convincing. Andrew, go on. What's your advice?
I mean, I've never heard of someone being ungluten intolerant.
That's a new one. That's a really new one.
That's really new. Like, so he's basically saying that if he doesn't eat gluten, he's gonna die. He goes into shock and dies.
Yes.
Just eat pasta. We don't like toast.
Yeah.
Just have pasta, rice. I mean, it's not gluten and rice.
Just have bread that's not toast. If it's just a toast, it's doing it.
If it's the toast, just have a crumpet.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what a crumpet is, look it up.
Have a potato cake.
Potato cake. I had a potato cake the other day.
Have it. What do you call it? Staffordshire oat cake. Is it oat cakes?
Yes.
Flat. Yeah, you roll them. Yeah.
But don't.
In my head, I was like,
don't.
They're not cakes. They're nothing like cakes.
Have a cob.
Cob.
We're not from Leicester.
We didn't say cobs.
Why would you call it a cob?
I don't know. I've seen people call cobs like close to hit around here as well, but I think it's like a specific sort of bun. You know, like you have like submarine rolls and all different names. They just call them all cobs, which because the races. Because from Leicester. Anyway.
So yeah, I'd just say like eat other things that like
maybe eat other things.
Eat other things that got gluten in them, and you won't have an issue. Really like how my shoulders like blended in with the chest.
That's not your shoulder. Just look at that bit. Like fucking Minecraft character. Andrew, Ask-Angdrew. Ari. No, it's not. I got real big problem. I won't put finger up a bum, then sniff it and say yum yum, because I love finger. Ooh, I love finger. Can't remember my name. Hagrid. It's not from Hagrid.
Oh, it's him again.
Do you reckon it's from?
I think
it's from Sepsis.
Sepsis, British Bulldog.
Yeah.
Wrote
Sepsis Churchill. I'm coming up with better names than you here. Go on.
What?
I mean, I said I'm coming up with better names than they have. Go on, Andrew, what's your advice? Brilliant.
I think we told him last time not to write in, but you know.
We've had another finger on it around it. We don't appreciate it.
We don't appreciate
bordering on abuse.
You're abusing us.
Is that the end of Ask-Angdrew? You're abusing us. I'm just getting silent. Oh my god. Oh, head jingle. Andrew.
Yeah.
That's would you believe it? Because time so does fly when you're having fun. Sorry, that last mess is still sticking with me, unfortunately. That's the end of the Shodcast.
Is it?
But we always end with a 60-second scramble.
Oh, go on then, pick a game for me.
You can pick a game if we had a game.
Yeah, but I don't remember what the game was.
Why do you remember it?
Because if you pick a game for me, then.
But you'll have to have played it.
Well, I can give a review on something that I've not played.
Well, you have to have some knowledge of it.
Oh.
What was that game you had? That's a question.
Which game?
What was it? Did you have a Van Helsing game?
Did we do Van Helsing?
I kind of think we did, but I can't remember if we did. I'm sure I had a list and I can't remember.
Yeah.
Tell you what. Cover for me. And
I'm going to pick another game.
Okay. I need to find it. If we can find a list in conversation.
Van Helsing.
Scramble.
So, I am going to do. I
recommended that like ages ago.
Should we just do Van Helsing, and if we've done it, we can just like.
Yeah, we'll just. It's like the same.
I'll never go back, Daniel.
Never go back, but I'm going. Fucking right. I should have never gone back. Oh. Like no one knows what will happen. Oh god.
I'm gonna do Van Helsing. Right?
Go on, do Van Helsing, Andrew.
Alright, roll jingle. He does a ramble using his mandible. It's Andy's 60-second scramble.
I'll get the time right.
Okay.
I'll get the time right. Oh, Andrew.
Okay.
You have 6 seconds to tell us, summarise Van Helsing on PS2.
Okay.
And go.
Van Helsing was a movie released in the early 2000s that was actually adapted into a video game that came out on the PlayStation 2. The video game, the movie was about a man that went off to fight Dracula, as was the old tales of that, and he had to go and fight vampires. However, the game was badly executed, as all movie games are. And they had Frankenstein that twisted its body around like out of nowhere and would go destroy everything, and all the voice acting was horrible. The cutscenes were really badly rendered, and the game just wasn't that fun as you would think. Because
would I?
No, because it's a movie game, so it's or a game of a movie. So you know, it was just really badly executed. I didn't even get that far into it. I tried, but I couldn't. But like, it's a distant memory of my past, but it's still there on my shelf, and it stares at me and makes me cry.
It's a memory on your shelf.
Makes me cry, and if you want to play it, don't.
30 seconds over because you said don't. Oh, brilliant, Andrew. You really summarised that game for me. You told me nothing
about
really.
it. I just told you how bad it was and that it was based on a movie.
Yeah, it could have been like many games. You didn't even mention Kate Beckinsale.
I forgot she was
Probably
in it.
because it takes too long to say her name.
Kate Beckinsale to wait at least 4 seconds.
That's a good 4 seconds on just her name. Oh.
So yeah, that is the end of episode 29 of the Andy and Dan Shodcast.
Next time,
it's going to be a video special because
you can't see I'm putting my fists up in anticipation
The next one is going to be a video special because every 10 we do a video.
There's a little treat for you because you really need to see our faces.
Yes.
Please look at us. Yes, Andrew, before we go,
so
plug yourself.
Don't forget to follow myself and Daniel on all our social medias, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, I guess.
Nah, I don't use Tumblr.
I don't use Tumblr anymore.
DanjiDesigns.com, all the links are there.
All at
Danji's Designs.
Gamer. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube as well, or subscribe to us on YouTube if you're not already.
Yes. Check out our Final Fantasy X-2 playthrough
on the Drew Gamers channel.
The Drew Gamers channel.
And also, don't forget to follow me on Twitch, where I will be doing live streams.
And yes, stay subscribed to this channel to see future collaborations, including a gold and silver retro review.
And don't forget to go to Daniel's website at danjisdesigns.com to go and check out his art and all his work that you are able to purchase at a reasonable price. I also
buy now.
I also have a merchandise store, but that is not important.
Coming soon. Oh, out now, but coming soon.
Coming soon. Yes. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.
This week's episode of the Andy and Dan Shodcast was brought to you by Danji's Designs, the Drew Gamer, and the Network of Awesome.
Don't forget that as well as YouTube, you can also find me across all my other social media, which I will link in the description. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Speak to you next time.